Hello everyone, welcome to Management Study, and today we are starting our new course, which is GSET. GSET stands for Gujarat State Eligibility Test, and it held in November month. And if you want to become an assistant professor in Gujarat, then it is mandatory to clear GSET or NET. Or if you don't want to join, teaching field just after your masters, if you want to join teaching field just after your masters, then GSET and NET is compulsory. And if you want to pursue PhD, then also GSET and UGC NET are compulsory examination to crack. GSET basically held every year in the month of November, and NET held two times a year. So NET happens in June as well and in December as well. But GSET only happens in November, and it is specifically for the students who want to teach in Gujarat or who want to do a PhD in Gujarat. Okay, so my specialty is management and commerce because I have qualified for Gujarat SET in 2023 and for UGC NET in 2024. And I did my MBA in marketing and HR, so I appeared for the GSET in management and UGC NET in management. So I thought that my expertise will definitely help you to crack this examination. And these videos are not only for the management students. If you are pursuing your MCOM, then these videos are also useful for you as well because the syllabus of management and commerce is similar in GSET and UGC NET. So without wasting any time, let's just start it with. So I pick up the syllabus of management because it is quite similar to around 80 to 85% similar to commerce. Okay, so commerce students can also watch these videos. And of course, if you are an MBA graduate, then it is must to do. Okay, so unit number one, which is management. So in UGC NET and GSET, they don't give specific syllabus. Let's say here I write down that unit number one, management, but unit number one also includes economics. It also includes business ethics and CSR, and it also includes decision making and strategic management. So there are total 10 units which are combination of different topics. You know, they are not like unit one is for marketing, unit two is for finance. No, there is a combination of two subject in one unit. So this unit one is combination of management and economics as well as business ethics and CSR. Okay. So first we will going to see what is management as a subject and what is the concept of management. So here it says that management is the process of planning that we know, organizing that we also know, leading and controlling the efforts of people and resources to achieve organizational goals and goals efficiently and effectively. So management includes planning, organizing, leading and controlling. What efficiency means? So efficiency means doing things right. Okay, optimal use of resources. So if you are running any factory and if you have machinery there, then you have to optimally utilize your machinery and all, so that the chances of waste and chances of loss of power are reduced. Okay, and the effectiveness means doing the right things. Okay, your labor or your worker should do the right thing, because if they are not doing that, then it will turn out into a waste or a loss. So through that you can achieve your goals. And what are the key features of management? So management is a goal-oriented process that we all know, or we already studied these concepts in our bachelor's and master's. So if you have done BCom, then these concepts are also studied in BCom and BBA, and also these concepts are very important in MBA as well, because it's a part of our curriculum when I was doing my MBA. So it is universal in nature. It is multidisciplinary, means management uses economics, psychology, which is a branch of arts, sociology, which is also a branch of arts. So sociology is specifically the branch of humanities and social sciences. but psychology is a mix of science plus arts. Okay, it is a continuous and dynamic process that we all know. And management is a group activity. It's a team activity. So you can't do management alone. You have to do it in a team, or you have to implement the concept of management on a team or a group. Now, process of management often explained as the functions of management. So, in an exam, if the examiner asks about the process of management or the functions of management, so both are similar. So, here is the POLC framework. P stands for planning, means you have to define your objectives, strategies, and action plans. Organizing, in which you have assigning tasks, grouping resources, and creating structure. In staffing, you will do recruiting, training, and development of employees. In leading and directing, you motivating, communicating, guiding, and supervising. And in controlling, you are measuring performance and taking the correct decision. So this is the process of management, which includes planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Now, management theories and approaches. So there are many theories given by many scientists and authors in the field of management. So first is classical theories. Okay, classical theories, which include scientific management, which is given by F.W. Taylor, Frederick Winslow Taylor. Uh, then there is the administrative theory, which is given by Henry Fayol, and bureaucratic theory, which is given by Max Weber. So these are the management scientists, or you can say the psychologists who are studying, or the researchers who have doing a very extensive research on the management topic as a overall. So scientific management focuses on efficiency, standardization, and time and motion studies, and it is given by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Administrative management includes 14 principles of management. Unity of command is one of them, and division of work is one of them. And the bureaucratic theory, which obviously similar to its name, which includes rules, hierarchy, and formal authority in any organization. So, what is important for you is to understand that classical theories are only three. Which are those theories? So, first is scientific management theory, administrative management theory, and bureaucratic management theory. So, scientific management theory is given by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Administrative theory is given by Henry Fayol, and bureaucratic theory is given by Max Weber. So this is very important because in exams they will ask you this type of question, like who is the father of scientific management, and who gives the theory of bureaucratic management, or who have given or developed the theory of administrative management, or who give the 14 principles of management. So yeah, there you have to um, identify that Henry Fayol gives the 14 principles of management, Frederick Winslow Taylor gives the scientific management theory, and the one Max Weber gives the bureaucratic theory. Now, behavioral theory. So, those three means scientific management, administrative, and bureaucratic are the classical theories of management. Now, the behavioral theories, which are the second part of management theory. So, in behavioral theories, first is Hawthorne studies, which is conducted by Elton Mayo, which focuses on human relationship approach, motivation, teamwork, and moral. And McGregor's theory X and Y, which focuses on assumptions about workers' attitudes. So, in behavioral theories, there are two scientists or researchers. First is Elton Mayo, who have given the Hawthorne studies or who have conducted the Hawthorne experiments. And the second one is McGregor, who have given the theory X and theory Y. So, in Hawthorne studies, these studies are basically focuses on human relationship approach, motivation, teamwork, and moral. And McGregor's theory X and Y focuses or assumptions or focuses that workers' attitude changes with a certain type of behavior. Okay, or theory X and theory Y emphasis about workers' attitude. So, if you want to know about in detail about this theory, then I will also suggest you to read the books of your BBA or MBA. So there is a book called Principles of Management. If you are doing an MBA, then that book is part of your syllabus, and in BBA as well, that book is also a part of your syllabus. So there, this theory, McGregor's theory X and Y, is given in detail, so you can check out from there. Okay. Then C is quantitative management science approach, which obviously focuses on mathematical models, statistics, and decision sciences. Then system approach, in which organization as an open system interacting with environment. So there is a fully systematic process in management like inputs, processes, output, and feedback. Okay. So this is like a machine system. In contingency approach, no one best way to manage something. They are focusing on different types of things to manage an organization. So management depends on a situation, environment, and context. Okay. Management roles. Okay, so management roles are given by Henry Mintzberg. There are also called the manager's role or managerial roles. Henry Mintzberg is also a researcher or a management scientist who have given this many roles. Okay, so first is the interpersonal role. Interpersonal roles are include three roles. One is figurehead, the second one is leader, and the third one is liaison. Okay, so figurehead um, follows the symbolic duties of an organization. Leader is the leader that we know. The work of a leader is to motivating, staffing, and guiding to their employees. In the liaison, which building networks and relationship with others. So these are the interpersonal roles. Remember, Henry Mintzberg gives the managerial roles. What are these managerial roles? So first, he gives the interpersonal roles. Interpersonal roles includes figurehead, leader, and liaison. Then comes informational roles, which includes monitor, who gathers information, disseminator, who sharing the information within organization, and spokesperson, which representing outside organization or representing our organization outside. So these are the informational roles. First one are interpersonal roles, which includes figurehead, leader, and liaison. The informational roles are include monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. And the third one is decisional roles, which is given by the entrepreneur itself. So entrepreneur initiating change and innovate something. Disturbance handler, resolving conflict and crisis. Resource allocator, deciding resources for distribution, and negotiator, who bargaining and reaching to agreement. So there are three types of role which is given by Mintzberg, which are called the managerial roles. First is interpersonal roles, which includes figurehead, leader, and liaison. Then informational roles, which includes monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson. And the third one is decisional role, which includes entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. So any manager or any leader can fall into any of these three types of role. He or she may be in fall into interpersonal roles, means he or she can be figurehead, he or she can be leader, or he or she can be agent. He or she can be fall into informational roles, in which he or she can be a monitor or a disseminator or a spokesperson, or he or she can be a into a decisional role. So he or she can be an entrepreneur, can be a disturbance handler, can be a resource allocator or negotiator. Then comes management skills, which are given by robot cards. Okay, robot cards give the management skills. So as a manager, what are the skill set that you need to have, or you need to develop to become a manager in any organization? Okay, so first is technical skills, which includes knowledge of processes, methods, and tools. So it is important at lower level management. You need to possess the technical knowledge of how any activity is done in an organization, how the systems works, how is the methods work, what are the tools that are we use in any organization to get the work done. Then second one is human and interpersonal skills, which is the ability to work with other people, to motivate other people and lead people, which is important at all levels, no matter you are at a lower level or a middle level or at a higher level. And then comes conceptual skills, which includes ability to see the big picture. You have to analyze and solve problems which are important at top level management. So with this, we have completed the introduction of management. We have seen that what is concept of management. Then we come to the process or functions of management, in which we have seen the five functions of management, which is planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Then we came to management theories and approaches, in which we have seen the classical theories, the behavioral theories. So classical theories are given by three scientists. Frederick Winslow Taylor gives scientific management, Henry Fayol give administrative theory, and Max Weber give bureaucratic theory. In behavioral theories, Elton Mayo conducted Hawthorne studies, and MacGregor gave the theory X and theory Y. Then we have seen the quantitative or management science approach. Then we have seen systems approach and contingency approach. Then what are the roles of manager or management roles, which is given by Henry Mintzberg. So management manager can be fall into interpersonal roles, which includes figurehead, leader, and liaison. It can be he or she can be fall into informational role, so monitor, disseminator, and spokesperson, or it or he or she can be fall into decisional roles. So that is entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. Then robot cards give some skills that a manager should have, or an aspiring manager needs to learn, which is technical skills, human and interpersonal skills, and conceptual skills. Now we are going to see the management functions that we have already discussed, which is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. Then we will going to see communication, decision making, and organization structure. So functions of management. So first is plans. We all know that deciding in advance what to do, how to do, and when to do, and who will do it. That called plan. Organization. Organizing is a process of rearranging resources or arranging resources like man, money, material, and machines to achieve plans. Staffing includes recruitment, selection, training, development, performance appraisal, compensation, and promotion. Coordinating means to integrating activities of different departments and individuals for harmony. Controlling means to monitoring performance, comparing with standards, and correcting deviations. Okay. Now, communication in management. So, communication in general in life is very important, and in management, it is very important to communicate formally and communicate clearly. So, if you are an MBA student or a business student, then it is very crucial for you to learn the art of communication. Okay. So, in organization, there are many types of communication that happen. So first we will see the types of communication. So it can be on the basis of direction, on the basis of method, on the basis of medium, and later we will see the process of communication. So on the basis of direction, communication can be downward from manager to employee. So if a manager wants to give some notice, or wants to give some instruction to employees, then he will send the message to employees, and this is called downward communication. Upward communication means employees to manager. So employees have some type of grievances, then they will told to the manager. Okay, horizontal or lateral. So it happens between departments and among peers. Means it can be informal because it happens among the colleagues or the within the department. And the diagonal means across levels and departments. So if marketing department wants to communicate with finance department, so that communication is called diagonal communication. On the basis of method, so it can be formal, okay, through official channels, memos, and meetings, or mail and other. And it can be informal, so it could be a grapevine or casual talks, like communication between two friends is called informal communication, but a communication between a manager and an employee is called formal communication on the basis of medium. So it could be verbal communication. So either you will talk or you will write. So that oral and written are both are the part of verbal communication. Non-verbal communication are includes gestures, body language, and symbols. Okay, or postures as well. And electronic communication, which includes mails, video calls, and chat. Online meeting is also a part of electronic communication. Now we are going to see the process of communication. So before doing any type of communication, you need to follow a particular process in organizational structure. So first is sender. That means the person who is sending the message or the person who have some kind of idea of communication. So sender sends the message. That means encoding. So sender formulates the message either orally or in the written form. Okay. And then channel. So channel is the medium through which the sender sends the message to the receiver. Okay. So if a sender writes a mail, so Gmail is called a medium of communication because it sends message from one end to another end. Then the receiver is the interpreter or the person who receives the message. Decoding, that means the receiver started understanding the message and then he gives the feedback, which is response. Okay. And the last one is noise. That means disturbance or barriers in this process. So let's say if I want to write a mail to my manager and I have encoded the message, I choose the channel and I started writing or drafting the mail, but suddenly my Gmail stops working. So that is called the noise or the disturbance of communication. Or due to poor network connectivity, my mail is not sent to the manager on time. So that is called noise. Now, barriers to communication. So this is very important topic because there are many types of barriers happen when you are communicating formally. So this is the one which is called the physical barrier due to poor infrastructure, noise, and distance. The semantic barrier, that means misinterpretation of words, jargon, or language issue. So I have draft a mail in very Polish language. So and my manager if my manager don't understand the language that I use in my writing, then it is called the semantic barrier. Then psychological barrier, that means prejudice, emotions, and distrust. So if my manager thinks that I am a lazy person, so no matter how good I have write to him, but he thinks that I am lazy, so that is called the psychological barrier. Then organizational barrier, that means hierarchy, complex procedures, and rigid rules. So if my manager told me that, hey, listen, you don't have any authority to write mail directly to me. So that is called the organizational barrier. And cultural barriers means differences in values, beliefs, and customs. So if my manager says that, okay, I don't read mails, you have to you have to talk with me on call or on WhatsApp. So that is called cultural barriers. Now, the third one is decision making. Decision making is the process of selecting the best course of action among alternatives to achieve the objectives. So process of decision making. So in decision making, before making any decision, you need to first identify the problem. Okay. So you need to check that what is the problem that is your organization or a firm is facing. Then you have to collect the information about that problem. Okay, then you have to develop an alternative. So if say there is a problem of let's say uh, logistics in your in your organization to transport your products from one state to another, so you have to collect the information about that particular problem. Okay, so I am sending some goods from Gujarat to Mumbai, but there is a logistical problem, and due to some reasons I can't send it. So I need to find the information, like what is the main reason why I am not able to send my goods from Gujarat to Mumbai. If I find the information, then I will um, developing alternatives. So if earlier I was sending my goods through railway, but due to restriction and legal things, I can't transport it through railway right now. So I will choose air travel. Okay, I will send my goods through uh, air air flights or aeroplane. So that is called developing alternatives. Then you have to evaluate alternatives, like say sending goods from through railway is very cheaper compared to the sending goods from airline or in aeroplane. Then select the best option. Then you have to implement the decision. And the last one is you have to review and feedback. Now, what are the techniques and tools that organizations generally use in while making or making decisions or in decision making? So these are the called quantitative tools. Quantitative tools uh, do cost benefit analysis, it do linear programming, probability theory, decision tree, and simulation. So these are the part of qualitative methods of decision making. And the qualitative methods of decision making are called brainstorming, Delphi technique, nominal group technique. And nowadays, the modern technique, that means AI-based decision system, MIS, which is management information system. Okay. Now we are going to see about the organization structure and design. So organization structure and design is a design and structure of your organization. So types of structure. So it can be a line organization. So authority flows from top to bottom. So in your organization, authority generally flows from top. That means managers to bottom. That means to employees. Then line and staff organization means combines line authority with staff experts. Okay. So line authority are the one um, are the supporters of the staff experts. Then functional organization, which an organization which is specialized by functions like production, finance, and HR. Metrics organization, in which you have to do dual reporting like project and functional. Then divisional structure, which is based on products, markets, or geography. And the last one is team and project structure, which is based on project teams and flexible. Then comes the authority and responsibility. So authority is to right to give orders and expect obedience, which is generally given by the managers, and the responsibility, which is obligation to perform assigned duties, which is generally performed by employees. Accountability means answerability for results. So employees are accountable to answer managers. Okay. Centralization versus decentralization. Centralization means decision-making power concentrated at top management, and decentralization means delegation of decision-making to lower levels. So in centralization, major decisions and all the decisions are taken by the top level management, and in decentralization, the power of taking decisions is at every level to everyone. Okay. Then span of control, that means number of subordinates directly supervised by a manager. So if there is a narrow span, then there is a few subordinates per manager, which is called the toll structure. And if there is a wide span, then there are many subordinates per manager under a manager, then it is a flat structure. Now in unit 1, we have completed the part of the management subject, which is introduction to management and the theories of management. Then we have seen the decision making and organizational structure. Now we comes to the part of managerial economics, which is also a part of unit 1. As I said earlier, that in syllabus of GSET and UGC NET, you don't have any specific topics. Okay. There are a combination of topics in a unit. So this is unit 1, and there are 10 units in the syllabus. So you have to study all of them. So let's just start with managerial economics. We will first going through the concept and importance. So managerial economics is the application of economic theories, principles, and methodologies to solve practical problems in business decision making. It bridges economics and management by applying micro and macroeconomic concepts for business decisions. So microeconomic concepts are limited to an organization, okay, and macroeconomic concepts are beyond the scope of an organization. Of course, it includes an organization, but it also shows you the larger picture or the picture of the economy of a country. Okay, what is the importance? So, managerial economics helps in decision making under uncertainty. It guides resource allocation and cost control. It assists in pricing, demand forecasting, and production planning. It evaluates investment opportunities, and it connects external environment like the economy of a country, market, government policy with internal form strategy. Okay. So the external environment, which is economy, market, and policy, is called macroeconomics, and internal form strategy is a part of microeconomics. So demand analysis. So in demand analysis, we have to study about utility analysis. So utility means the usability of a product. So utility can be measured through cardinal utility or ordinal utility. Cardinal utility is given by Marshall. So utility can be measured in units. Law of diminishing marginal utility applied, which is given by Marshall. So if you want to study in deep, then you have to read economics for this. I will just give the short meaning of these things. Okay. And the ordinal utility, which is the concept is given by Hicks, in which consumers rank preferences instead of measuring them. Okay. Indifference curve analysis, which shows combination of two goods giving equal satisfaction, downward sloping and convex to origin. Consumer equilibrium at a tangent of budget line and highest indifference curve. Now, the very important concept is elasticity of demand. So, elasticity of demand can be of three types earlier, but now it is four types. So, price elasticity means responsive to demand to change in price. Income elasticity is responsive to change in income. Cross elasticity means change in demand for one good due to price change in another good. And the new one, which is advertising elasticity, which is change in demand due to promotional expenditure. Demand forecasting. So demand forecasting is the estimation of future demand using survey method, which includes consumer survey, expert opinion, statistical method, which includes trend analysis, regression, and moving average, and economic metrics models. Now we are going to study about market structure. So before we are going to study about market structure, we need to know that what are the types of market or how we can classify the market. So market classification is given here. So market can be a perfect competition wala market, which includes many buyers and sellers, and the products are homogeneous, and there is a no entry barrier. Then market can be a monopoly wala market, in which there is a single seller and no close substitutes and high entry barrier. So a telecom sector is a monopoly. So there are only two to three players are in telecom. So there is a high entry barrier. Monopolistic competition means which includes many sellers, differentiated products, and free entry and exit, and oligopoly. So in this, few sellers dominate, interdependent pricing, and possible pollution. Okay, so telecom sector is also an example of oligopoly. So if they decide to merge, so they can do that in future as well. So how we will determine the price in these different types of market? So in perfect competition, prices is determined by intersection of industry demand and supply. And firm is a price taker here. In monopoly, price is set by the monopolist, which is a particular firm based on a demand. In monopolistic competition, price is determined by demand and product differentiation. Uh, and in oligopoly, prices may be rigid due to interdependence. So the concept of kink demand curve is applicable to oligopoly. Now we are going to study the concept of national income. So total monetary value of all goods and services produced by a country during a specific period is called national income. Types of national income. There is a GDP, which is gross domestic product. There is a GNP, which is gross national product. NNP, which is net national product. National income at factor cost, personal income, and disposable income. To study in detail about this topic, you need to pick up the book and read each of this topic.